Hi everyone and welcome to another Gaffering Gear. Today we're going to talk about the complete and utter mess that is 26 volt V-Lock batteries. There are two standards of pin configuration, at least two, and here's the problem. One set of pin configurations can actually blow up your 14.8 volt lights and your 14.8 volt cameras. Okay, so as I said in the intro, 26 volt V-Lock batteries, there are two standards. So how did I find out about this? Well, the hard way. Basically, I've got a whole stack of 26 volt lights now, or lights that run off 26 volt V-Locks, and I thought, hey, let's buy some batteries, bought them, and they didn't work on the lights. So let's go over the two standards. So one standard, and I'd just like to point out, I don't have any batteries that are this standard, so I've made up a mock-up battery just so for visualization purposes. Now, the one standard is 26 volt pins 1 and 5, so basically the outside pins are supplying the power, and the other standard is pins 1 and 3, so it's basically the outside pin and the center pin are being used. So that's basically the difference between the two standards, is what pins it use. Now, with pins 1 and 5 batteries, which are batteries like FX line, pretty much the way they're identifying them as 26 volt is they're a different color, which is why I've wrapped this in fluoro tape. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of the batteries are bright orange. However, some manufacturers are doing a blue battery. So basically the manufacturers are, to show that it's clearly a different voltage, they're using a different color, but there isn't even standardization with the colors. But yeah, basically different color battery. So we'll talk about pins 1 and 5 first. What's the advantages and disadvantages of this? Well, the one advantage is this at the moment seems to be the industry leading standard. Okay, so basically if you buy a battery pinned 1 and 5, you just chuck it on your lights and it works. Okay, no problem there. What are the disadvantages? And this is where this is incredibly stupid. Okay, here's the disadvantage. This, if this was a FX line battery, not just a mock-up, this would be 26 volts and pinned 1 and 5. The exact same as 14.8 volt batteries, which are pinned 1 and 5. So if you're not following me, what the danger is somebody could take that 26 volt battery, stick it on a 14.8 volt light, turn it on, and basically fry the electronics. Okay, you could also do that with a camera. So there's the problem. The only safeguard to stop you from blowing up 14.8 volt V-Lock equipment or V-mount equipment is the battery's a different color. Now, I had a chat to a lot of young filmmakers that have come in and out of my workshop over the previous weekend, hiring gear for their short films and things, and I showed them photos of V-Lock batteries that are bright orange or bright red, and I said, why is it that color? And 3 out of 5 said it's the brand colors. Okay, so having a different color isn't really a safeguard. Now, if you think it's bad that you could have a battery that can blow up cameras and blow up lights, it gets even worse than that. Okay, so let's say you've got a camera assistant or someone's helping you out, and they're using 14.8 volt V-Locks, okay, and you need to have it charged. If they put that 14.8 volt V-Lock on a 26 volt battery charger that is wired the same way, they will then blow up the battery. Okay, so you've got a system that basically can blow up lights, cameras, and batteries. So not a great idea. All right, so let's go now talk about the other standard, which is pins 1 and 3. Now, this isn't a mock-up battery. This isn't a broken battery that I've stuck tape over. This is a real working 26 volt battery. So the advantage of this having different pins is if I put it on the wrong light or or the camera department borrows a battery off me or takes one without asking and sticks it onto their 14.8 volt camera, nothing gets blown up, okay? No problem at all. Now, also the battery chargers are pinned 1 and 3. So this is a 26 volt battery charger. You can see that it's turned on. It says here that it's 26 volts, okay? This is a 14.8 volt battery. No danger, okay? Whoop, just disconnected on me, but no danger at all, okay? Not gonna blow up. Okay, no smoke, battery's still working, everything's fine. Okay, so that's sounding like a pretty good plus and a pretty good advantage for these. Here's the problem. The bulk of lighting manufacturers have gone with the 1 and 5 pin standard. So you get your 26 volt batteries that won't blow up your 14.8 volt equipment. You stick it onto your 26 volt light, flick the power switch, and nothing happens. Okay, they're not compatible with the lights. Apparently they're compatible with some cameras, some camera brands, but not compatible with lighting. Okay, so what a headache. All right, so that left us with some options. So option number 1, which the distributor here in Australia was willing to do for me, was change the pin configurations to pins 1 and 5, so that basically these batteries would work on the lights and also change the pin configuration on the battery chargers. Now that is not something I'm the slightest bit interested in doing, because that of course means that if somebody puts the wrong battery onto the wrong light, we have equipment getting destroyed. The other option, which would be a good option, is to simply change the pin configuration on the lights. So basically change the pins over the way they're wired. Few problems with this. Number 1, it voids my warranties. So that's problem number 1. And number 2, when we actually had a look at the equipment, we discovered on a lot of the equipment that it either didn't have the center pin, or the center pin is plastic. So you can't rewire it. So that left us with another option, which was adapter plates. Okay, so basically we put the adapter plates on the lights. So Technical Art Solutions made these up for me. Then we put our batteries on. And there we go. We've got a working light. No problem at all. So this, unfortunately, at the way it's set up at this moment in time, this is not idiot-proof, okay? Somebody could take the battery off with the adapter plate, and now we've got a pins 1 and 5 with 26 volts scenario happening again, where things can get blown up. So the way we're going to get around that is by jamming the release here. Okay, so basically I'm going to use a cable tie to do that. Now I'm going to show it on this because it's easier. So the release here, once we've put the plate on, the release here, what we're going to do is basically put a cable tie around that, tighten it up, and then the cable tie can't depress down and release the lock off. Now that gives me one advantage, and that is if somebody wants to rent this unit off me or any of my other units, basically I cut the cable tie off, okay, take off my adapters, wrong button, take off my adapters, and then whoever's renting it can use their batteries if they're the other pin configuration. Okay, so basically what a nightmare. Who would have thought buying batteries would end up causing so much complications? But anyway, I hope I've helped you out. I hope that makes sense. And look, here's the big thing to consider and look out for is if you use V-Lock batteries, even if you don't have 26 volt V-Locks yourself, you could be on set with someone that has 26 volt V-Locks. So you need to be aware of the issue and you need to be on the lookout just in case this ends up on your equipment and blows it up. I'm Andrew Locke. See you on the next episode of Gaffer Gear.